From zero to hero, are you missing out on hidden value for rental or for sale on your property? Can your agent help you with it? Stay tuned. We'll talk about a perfect example.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
How are ya? Yo.
Excellent. You?
Great. Yourself?
Yeah, awesome, bud. Awesome. Great real estate love story this morning.
Yeah, I'm keen on this one. I'm keen to talk about this one with you. So the title of it is Zero to Hero Garage. And I think this is an awesome one that I wanted to talk to you about because we start off this tale in Manly, and we all know how Manly looked over the course of the peak of the COVID period. And it was looking a little sad, a little rough around the edges, and a lot of people were umming and ahhing going, what's going on? What's going to happen? And I think we're involved in a really, really awesome story where you've got an incredible one alone, they're an incredible person, and then an incredible buyer for a property off market, which is absolutely tops. There goes you with your camera in there, rocking it, marketing it, and it just sells just like that. And
yeah, that's true. Sold off Instagram. That's right.
Yeah, and that kicks off on an awesome note because it just shows you just how incredible technology's come so far and what you can really do with it. And here we were with this incredible owner who's bought this property, and he's wondering, what do I do now? What are the options I have? And I think one of the questions I got for you, Mark, and being an agent for a lot longer than me, it's what kind of experiences, what kind of tips have you given people along the way when it's come to doing things with their property when they just don't know?
Yeah, I think, look, being an agent, you got the foresight of seeing what other people do, and then you can share that or cross-pollinate that with purchases and properties and things like that, and say, hey, have you considered this? Have you considered that? And looked at all sort of different options. So this particular property here was really interesting because it was on Pittwater Road, Manly. It was a shop at the front. It was only a small block, 300 odd metres squared, but then it had at the back a big garage, and then in the middle of the property adjoining the shop there was a 2-3 bedroom residence, and it was one story. Showed the buyer through, and to show the potential and is one thing, because you've got to know the potential, and then to believe the potential as a buyer and follow through with that. That's where this is a great story, where that person's seen the potential and followed through with it and just absolutely nailed this investment.
Absolutely. And look, for those of you who have probably just tuned in, yes, so this property, unique in all aspects. So you've got the commercial retail element in the front, you had the resi in the center, and then you've got this garage in the back, which was like, 75 square meters? It's bloody huge. And
Whopper.
I think, yeah, it was a bloody whopper. And I think what we did is, we didn't just see it as like, okay, it's a garage, you put your cars in there, big whoop, we saw so much potential. We saw so much that could be done. And so that was the information that we gave, inspiration, I'd say, that we gave the owner to say, all right, let's make something work with this. And from zero to hero, I mean, I'd absolutely love for people to even have a little sweet one day, a little walk through and have a look. But now we've solidified the most incredible tenants to lock in there for a good period of time, who've now turned it into this like office showroom, decked out to the nines. I mean, even the outside's just been absolutely revamped. But those things don't happen just because we say, hey, paint it, hey, polish it up a little bit. It comes because we've seen it all before. We've seen what you can absolutely evolve a property into, and it just skyrockets the value as well. And it's one of those things where you don't try, you don't know. And we've definitely tried and succeeded here. But then the thing around it as well is, yes, okay, you had this garage, you had these residents in there, it wasn't a matter of closing it off to those residents as well. It went even further, went even beyond the garage, where then you've evolved this awesome sideway walkthrough for the tenants to go into their property. They got a neat, nice spot to put their garbage bins in. So everyone's really well looked after. But then the crazy
So, I guess just explain to people so basically with this property here, it's 194, 194 Pittwater Road, Manly. It was a scary purchase for the purchaser because they were spending just over $3 million, so $3.2, $3.3 million on the property. It virtually had no income or a very small income. So you had basically the front shop, the bar went out of business through COVID. Zero income from the owner. It was during COVID it was purchased, so the owner didn't even know when they were going to get their income next, because there was no lockdown end when he bought it.
Mhm.
The middle property was severely under rented, like a 3-bedroom for $600 a week, and he's thinking, what's wrong with this place? And the garage was given to the rear tenant. So we looked at this and looked at a $3 million property generating an income of about $30,000. So it was less than a 1% return on the property. And the future was grim. It needed work. It was COVID. It wasn't going to generate income instantly. But the purchaser actually had foresight. The purchaser could, so the agent, where we could see that, hang on a sec, this is a great location. When COVID's over, this is going to rock it. Someone will come here, someone will take that. There was also another curveball because it wasn't approved.
Yeah.
So that there wasn't the front restaurant didn't have was approved in part but not in entirety, so some parts had to be ripped out. Another risk for the purchaser. But because the purchaser had I don't mean to blow my trumpet, but had confidence in their real estate agent's advice, and then they could back it up and substantiate it with some professionals coming through, he started to see that, hang on a sec, I can really drill this out and make some money.
Yeah, definitely. And that was, I think that was such a big part of it as well, because I think a lot of people would have seen that and just been like, let the tenant deal with it. Let the tenant deal with it. Whoever's going to go in there, let them deal with that headache. But then when you've got someone that's, listened to us, listened to our advice and gone, you know what, let's go through the processes. Let's get that. And if, for instance, it was this occupation certificate, let's get all that on the wraps. And it's funny because it was almost like this spinning wheel effect. It was rolling and rolling, and it started generating interest. Now, it definitely picked up in interest nearing the end of that 3-month lockdown period that we had. And it was incredible because you're getting people calling up from the community. What's going on with that property? What's going on with that property? What's going to happen? What's going in there next? And you're kind of keeping people on their toes going, just hang on. We're going to have something pretty neat going in there. Something that's definitely going to bring community back again, because that's what a lot of people love and need. And it skyrocketed expectations, and that's what you really want in the outcome in the end. And you'll see the slow transformation. I mean, and it comes in parts. We dealt with the garage area first. We looked after the residential bit there, and then came.
So the garage was getting no income. And it was a garage. But what everyone missed, that yes, it was a garage, so it was basically an old shop, which was effectively an old house, and then it was this garage at the back. But what everyone missed was this was the last property that had good zoning. So guys, the lesson here, look out for good zoning. What I mean by that is the zoning of this little house on 300 metre square block was business. So what business meant was that garage was not a garage only. It had a business zoning. If it had a residential zoning and it was a garage, it's pretty limited as the personality that can be. But because it had a business zoning and it looked like an old house and we knew it had a business zoning, now that garage could have been activated to some really cool headquarters.
Definitely. And that's the thing too. If your agent or someone that you're working with doesn't look into those sorts of things, people don't really know. Do you know what I mean? People look at it, it's a garage, okay, that's great. But if you're not looking into those finer details, you miss out on so much opportunity. And this opportunity was grand when this came here, and that's when inquiries started flourishing. And then bang, we locked into something pretty cool here.
Yep.
and basically, as far as even putting a toilet and a shower in there, that garage now is just, it's unbelievable in all it's worth. And being a street away from the beach, like, you do almost not even want to get out of there after bloody time. But I think one of those things, and for you, Mark, it's like, it goes a long way to really give the right advice, and it goes a long way to really look to help someone still steer them in the right direction, don't you think?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you Nath, look at that income now that it's getting, so let's add up the income. So we took the restaurant or bar that sort of decided to stop trading. We took that, which was a zero income. We took the residential, which was in the middle, which was a 30 grand income, it's only 600 a week. We took the garage. Now what's now all the leases are signed.
Mm-hmm.
Is the clients bought the property for 3.2 million on a 1% return during COVID? Rubbish.
Mm-hmm.
What returns the what is going in the front where the old bar was?
So you've got a pretty wicked cafe restaurant coming along, Brazilian themed, Brazilian inspired, and that's in excess of 66,000 a year, locked in rent for the next 3 years.
Plus outgoing. So there's 70.
That's 70 there.
What did you end up getting for the garage?
You wouldn't believe, in excess of 20,000 a year. Like,
and they're gonna put like a hybrid, like an office, spunk sexy office, something in there, are they?
Sexy office space that you don't want to get out of, that you're proud to even bring clients in, have a seat, and whoever's in there now is telling the story like I'm telling everyone here, and inspiring others to go. You go from this to this, and look what you can do with it. It's unbelievable.
So we're now up to 9 income. So it had 30 income when the owner bought it. Now it's got 90. And we've still got the residential to count. Now that's still under rented, but when that gets rented at full freight, what do you reckon? How much more than 600 a week is that going to get?
Should at least get about 750 to 800 a week. And reminder, you're a street away from the beach.
Okay, so you're on 135 grand, fully let. And you know what the beautiful thing that I brought to the buyer's attention? Not only are at 135 grand on a property that is over $3 million, it's still not huge rent. But guess what, everyone? It's not bad. It's getting towards 4%. But guess what everyone's missing?
What is it?
It's still only one story.
That's it.
It's a one level property. So what everyone missed when they bought this property, and this is for people that are in Sydney, in Australia, New South Wales, Victoria, is when you look at property for sale, have a look at the surrounding properties, because you may find that there's a better zoning than what it's presently being used for. Morning, Michelle. Mileage. So always have a look at surrounding properties, because there may be a better zoning than what it's presently used for. Do not assume that that is the highest and best use for the property, because it just is what it is. Always have a look at if that zoning, and that's what this guy did, and that's where the garage went unbelievable. That's where the front shop went unbelievable, and that's where now he can potentially put another 1 or 2 stories on top later on in life. He has got a magic investment and a magic block of land with an incredible zoning, just because he sniffed it. On Instagram, he found it.
Right. Instagram.
Yep.
Lesson out there for everyone. Have a peek at your Instagram pages, because they're unbloody real.
Well, that's it. And the gentleman's name was Dean, who bought it. So he's a local business guy. And I was walking through with my camera on Instagram. I'm like, mate, this is a really good opportunity for the following reasons. And he's watching and going, this is a really good opportunity for the following reasons, and bought it. Rung me and goes, mate, what's that place that you got? We'll just talk. Well, actually, he had a little storage unit in the vault. And he goes, mate, what's that, that thing in Manly you got? Like, bang, we were there. Bang, he was interested. Got his brother through. There you go. Tale of the sale.
Tale of the sale. I love it.
So Zero to Hero Garage. I can't wait to see the finished version. And well done, Nath. You did an amazing job renting that out.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate it.
See you guys. Take care.